And we live. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Cheesy Sports. And today I'm joined by my nemesis, my arch nemesis, CKN.
Don't say that. Don't say
What's
that. Because like
happening?
now everyone is gonna fuel it and it gets to that point.
Yeah, I'm kidding, dog. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you, dog. All right, buff.
Christmas and that it's that festive season, so Umuntu doesn't have a choice but to be good.
Yeah. No. He's a dog. Sizothini, mfethu. Christmas has arrived. It's amongst us. Actually, December, nje. Let me just say that. And in our country, December ntanga, is
Celebrated.
basically,
For those that
yeah.
don't know,
Mm,
December from the first, from like that HIV day, everything is
yeah.
celebrated. From then on up until the 31st. And then
Yeah.
after the 31st, hey, it goes
It,
downhill.
it,
Everyone's mental health goes downhill from the 1st of
yeah.
Jan.
100%. Ntanga. It's back to reality. You remember that
Uh,
advert, yes, CNN? Back to
to
school.
school.
Back to
CNA,
reality.
man. CNA.
I know you're right, dog. You're right. I know. Let's segue to football, dog. I mean, we're here to discuss football, and I don't know where you want to start, dog. Do you want to start
It's
with
up to
your
you.
club?
I don't. So, just for everyone's sake, just so that everyone knows, me and X have a thing going on where I'm not allowed to talk about Man United because apparently one, what did you say I am?
You obsessed, my guy.
One, I'm obsessed with Man United, and then
Yeah,
two, what about people that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones or something like
yeah,
that?
100%. You shouldn't throw stones when you live in a
Oh no,
class.
actually, on me throwing stones, you said I lack what self something.
Self-awareness.
Thank
You do.
you.
You do. That's a fact, bro. You can't you can't you can't you can't you can't be on my team's case where last week you guys lost 4-1 to the exact same team that beat us
No,
1.
no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I span ganjalo. It doesn't work
What?
that way. So
How
are
does it?
we talking? Are we gonna go straight in Man United, or are we gonna talk about Chelsea? Are we gonna talk about Liverpool? Are we gonna talk about Man City? And then only then we can talk about Man
Yeah.
United.
Yeah, we
Because
will end with the
I've
biggest
got
team.
quite a few things to say about Man United.
We'll end with the biggest team, Man United.
No, let's do
That's a
this.
fact.
Let's wait on
Which
Usika
is
to Uchis to get in because he's got a view on his team. So I think we
yeah,
can talk about Chelsea.
100%.
Your view on Chelsea. Where's Chelsea right now?
While Chelsea are similar to Man United, the win was not a convincing win. You guys did not control that game. Um, of course, you guys scored 3 goals, but Brighton were the better side against you guys. And even though you guys went to 10 men and it's impressive, actually, I was surprised that you guys managed to hang on. But at the end of the day, dog, grand scheme of things, you can't be excited or thrilled at how your team played overall. That's just my opinion. It's not from a hater standpoint. I'm just saying, Jay, grand scheme of things, there wasn't control within your team.
Okay.
Um, there were a lot of saves, a lot of efforts from Brighton. It's just unfortunately the difference between big teams and not so big teams is that big teams are clinical, and that's the
Okay.
thing that makes us
So
that separates teams at the top end versus the teams that are not there yet. I won't say Brighton are a Popeye team. Brighton did beat my team. We lost 3-1 to them. But with Brighton, consistency is the issue with that side. And as well, there's no pressure for De Zerbi. Whether he beats you guys or loses against you guys, nothing will happen to him. Twitter won't go on a tangent saying De Zerbi out. He's basically, he has zero pressure, pretty much zero pressure. Just as long as, yeah, nah, he stays in the top 10, that's fine. Brighton fans are not gonna complain. Just as long as they don't get relegated, they're happy. Yeah.
okay. So I'd like us to take a step back. Okay.
Aware.
I love the word that you use when you said on the greater scheme of things.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
I remember very well. And I'm looking at these stats. 21st of October, Chelsea
Yeah.
versus Arsenal. Everyone looked at Chelsea's next coming games and they questioned Chelsea's like, "Yabona ya, this is where the wheels fall off." Because it was Chelsea, Brentford, Spurs,
Yeah.
City, Newcastle, Brighton, and then Man United. Well, Everton being the next game. And this is from the 21st of October. Okay?
Yeah.
So if Tawatata Lama results from the 21st of October,
Yeah.
Arsenal, we drew 2-2. We should have won that game. But anyway, end results is what matters.
Yeah.
2-2. Sahamba Saya A Brentford. Yashai Brentford. We
Yeah.
went, I'm not gonna count the cup game. We went to Spurs, Sabashai.
Yeah.
Played against City. We drew 4-4.
Yeah.
But to give it context, ukuthi Spurs sishaye njani 4-1. But that was a crazy game that can never ever be repeated. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
We played City 4-4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's us, a team that for some reason doesn't have a striker that can finish, but
Mm-hmm.
a team corner can score 4 goals against the treble winners. Anyway, Sahamba Saya Newcastle. Newcastle manager suspended, it's our manager. Timiami decided to play like a bunch of kids, like a bunch of
Yeah.
under 18s against a bunch of under 18s against the team to beat Yashai Newcastle. Final score 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
We then host Brighton. Brighton has always been a problem for us.
Yeah.
Brighton has beaten us quite a few times at home.
Yeah.
Okay. So, miss, when we look at the greater scheme of things, the win this past weekend, and you're playing 45 minutes with a man short,
Yeah. Yeah.
the result in itself has to speak volumes. No one wants to admit it. Mina ngay celebrate. I'm at the point of like, this is what
Mm.
I want. When you
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about we can't control, the unfortunate thing is when Conor Gallagher gets his red card on the 42nd, 43rd minute, it was control out the window. The one thing
Mm-hmm.
that we could control is coming back quick with second half. We are leading. What was the score? 3-2.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
half.
No, no, no. You guys were leading 2-1 and then
Also,
you got
yeah,
a
we were
pen.
leading 2-1. Somewhere
Yeah.
second half. Quickly, the first thing we recognized, we needed goals.
Yeah.
Normally, no, let's be compact and
Yeah.
and and and, and protect the lead that we have. But anyway, we didn't do that. We did the exact opposite. And this is from the 42nd minute. Sorry, from the
Mm.
46th minute. Because if you are Boga, I'm gonna tell you now, that pen, that funny pen,
Yeah.
um, we
For
got it.
Enzo.
Yeah, that was a funny pen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
But
Nah, that was a
take
funny one.
take what VAR gives you, dog. Like we all have those moments, you know. So for me, it's pretty much now normal, dog. Like
If
VAR will forever do that
if
to me.
AR does one of two things,
Mm,
it either fucks you or you benefit from it.
100%. That's it. It is what it is.
Can I have the charger?
What's what's happening?
Yeah. Nah, I need the charger for the phone.
Oh, for
This
the
charger
photo,
is
yeah.
down. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the win against Brighton is it's more important than the win against Spurs. I don't know if that makes sense.
Um, In what
For
way,
me,
dog? Because I mean, you're not like
hold
Cheese's
on, hold
team.
on, hold on. When are
You're
you
not,
a hater? We know that for a fact.
I'm not a
Cheese is
hater,
no,
though.
no. Cheese is rational, but cheese. My view is the win against Brighton is more a statement than the win against Spurs.
Yes,
No,
gotcha. Now, yes, please,
no
Cheese, step
way,
in, dog. Yeah,
no way,
Cheese, step in, dog.
no way. Brighton has been on a terrible run of form.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So that's not true, man.
They barely beat
Beating
that
Spurs
team.
is a statement on us. At that point, Manili Spurs, but you also broke the unbeaten run.
Yeah.
But Edo, I've always had a problem in Brighton. In Brighton, and being shy with like my old players. Utate that
Yeah,
boy that they have on the wing. Utate Billy Boy in the middle. They always, for some reason, find a way to beat us.
yeah, but that team right now is struggling. But I think a lot of teams, to be honest with you, ne,
Mm,
are struggling with players in front, especially because Brighton are also are pushing a lot in the Europa League. But I think they qualified and they used all their best players in that game
yeah.
to secure qualification. So wafika kini phela ni fresh ningakhohlwa. Niyajima
Mm,
kuphela during the week.
yeah.
Ngizwile bathi na Wednesday nima movie. So angazi mfana. So amateam
Oh,
amaningi mfana are suffering and I think
yeah.
it was good for you guys to face a Brighton, especially after their travels.
Yeah, no, indeed. Like now, I agree with you, Cheese. Brighton, they that's the thing. Having playing Europe, it's not easy playing Europe and the Premier League at the same time. It
Mm,
requires experience, and I just think Brighton aren't as seasoned as the rest of us. Because at the end of the day, these top players are so used to playing a lot of tournaments at once, But at the same time, I mean,
mm,
we did speak of injuries and the amount of minutes these players are playing and how
yeah,
detrimental it is for the squad, Because I mean,
yeah. I mean, Kulane, I was looking at Kawango Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw just came back now. He's had to
yeah,
play, I think, 4 games in the space of 10 days or something
listen to
for
that.
United. He just came back, and I think Ten Hag had to sacrifice playing him at left back because he knew Guti, Kichu,
Mm,
and Gordon, and those Newcastle boys, and he wanted to play him in centre back to protect him. But it didn't help because United just looked a bit different with him
mhm.
not at left back. I think
Are we,
since he
mo- are
came
we, are
back.
we, are we, are we segueing into Man United? Because
Yeah.
No,
apparently I
no, no.
can't talk about Man
I'm just saying.
United.
No,
Mm,
no. I'm just saying as an example, right? I mean, this guy just came back much from injury. CK
yeah,
and this guy's played this many games because he's an important key player for United. What they need to do. So you can just imagine the same thing with Rhys James.
yeah.
CK. If Rhys James was playing Champions League midweek, ngabe Rhys James bekadlala Saturday. Nazi nani ukuthi Rhys James
Mhm.
udlala limele.
Yeah, true.
So it's a
No, but
blessing
like,
in
but like
disguise. Uthi.
if you look at Chelsea, Chilwell is injured. Um, I remember when I sent you when I sent you guys the lineup, and then you asked who is Lala three at the back, and I was like, no, it's not three at the back, but we're playing with four centre backs because Levi had to step in, and on the other side, who was on the other side, and we didn't have a choice because Gusto is injured.
Yeah,
Reese is suspended.
suspended.
Chilwell is injured. So that takes that whole side. But anyway, you can't use injuries as an excuse right now. You are at the upper echelon of football, and yeah, you can't use injuries as an excuse. But
Yeah,
yes,
but
we can move over to. I was proud of my team. We can move over to Man United.
why can't we go to City, dog? Or are we gonna end with City? Let's end. Let's
It's
end.
the
Let's
last
end.
game. The City was the last game on the weekend, so obviously
All
nice to
right.
them, man.
Okay.
All right, fine. Let's move over to United then, guys. I mean, as expected, we lost to Newcastle United.
No, no, no,
Unfortunately,
no. Uh-uh,
nah,
uh-uh. Please
I
stop doing that.
expected that hell.
Uh-uh.
Ah, dog.
Please stop
But
doing that. You
as
know
I
what?
told you, dog,
So Chief, you know what? You know what to X does?
Mm.
what do I?
He downplays his team as a team. And then when his team wins, he has to
What
celebrate. But when his team loses, it's like I expected it.
did I
It's
celebrate against Everton? I did not
So
no.
Tolani
celebrate.
never expects them to win. So when they
Thank
do
you.
lose, he's like not expecting them not to lose.
And
Because
you
But
know
yet
what?
I mean,
but he celebrates the where they are on the log.
No,
no, no,
I'm
no.
just
It's
surprised.
just saying that you cannot start speaking about United even though when awulenza and awudlali
Ulen,
Champions League, awudlali yini, kodwa uhlezi mfana uphezu United and yeah, nami phela segroupini ngiyakwazi ukuthi njani.
yeah.
But
Exactly.
my argument has always been with
Yeah.
I'm not comparing when I speak about United. I spoke about United on Saturday.
Hmm.
I wasn't speaking about E United comparing it to Chelsea. I was speaking about E United as Emmanuel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you muddy the water and you say no, but Chelsea, where is it? But Kuluma ngente ngiyibukayo Man United, like no man. This Man United is actually shit, and it's the first time that I'm saying that Man United is shit. Before, I've always sugarcoated Uti. You guys will get there, but for the first time, I'm saying you guys are shit, and I can
But
quantify why I'm saying that you guys are shit. Okay,
why? Why?
you played against the Newcastle that traveled to Paris. Okay,
Yeah.
the 11 that was selected for Paris, no substitutions, nothing. They went home after putting in a shift. But
Yeah.
those boys, there's a Newcastle, and I know who Adam is probably watching. The Newcastle boys had more energy than Man United. Man United that had subs, and that's where I
Yeah,
draw the line and say, actually,
but that's
Yazin,
normally
you
the
guys are
case,
shit.
Mfana. But that's normally the case if you're playing at home. You always get that extra bit of energy, Mfana.
It's the 12th
And I
man.
think for us as well, CK, in the game against Spurs, it's what carried us at the end of the game because I could see it with the legs were starting to go. Um, and then the fact that we were home, it helped us a bit. It's the same thing with the Newcastle. I think the Geordies, bro,
Yeah.
you don't want to be a big team at Newcastle, and you're not in good form because those guys will make you feel it. Um,
Exactly. Ask
and
ask
I mean,
CK. She's tell
yeah, he
us
knows. Well,
and
he
can
knows.
tell
He
us
knows.
about being a
He
big
knows very
team
well.
going to St. James's Park.
He knows very well, and he's telling people about Paris, but United are also in Istanbul, bro. What
Yes,
is it,
we were
Turkey?
in hell. Dog.
In
What
hell,
did
bro. You saw that place, bro. If
hey,
imagine going to two places like that, you're two games in a row, bro.
dude? Yo.
So
But
no, no, not
yeah,
justifying it, right? I'm not trying to justify it, but I think that's what makes a difference when these guys are going to these Champions League games. You come back home, at least have a home game, fun. So you at least have the 12 men behind you, and of course
I
it
know.
helps with you.
So
You get
so
lucky
this is
sometimes.
this
You get a good shot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This is coming from like a football fan that is called to be obsessed with Man United. I
yep.
watch
Which is
Man
good.
United, and the thing is, I get intrigued. YouTube, Uti, like what are the pundits? What are the so-called guys on YouTube, like your Mark and whatnot? And Mark said something very interesting where they zoomed in to Martial arguing with the manager. I don't know if you guys saw that,
Mm.
where the manager is
Yeah.
telling him to press, and then he's back chatting the manager. And this
Mm.
is literally 20, 30th minute. in the first half. Uguti, the team doesn't have the ball, and the manager is telling you, Uguti, press ada, and then he back chats, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, Yazi, you miss the days of these managers that have balls, like your Ferguson, like your Mourinho. Mourinho, I remember Mourinho in one game he substituted Terry in the first half. The captain substituted him out because he was pap, and you backchat your manager. And to be honest, because just speak on Martial. You guys saw the stat. You could see Martial hasn't played 90 minutes for 3 years for Man
Yeah.
United, and he feels the need to backchat the manager when the manager is telling him to press.
But he's not the only one that's back chatting the manager, though, Sihle. He's not the
Yeah,
only
it's
one.
fine. In a one time bazobamba shooter at a party when it's match day.
Yeah.
NjengoSancho.
Joe Masacho, though. Because
So
the thing is,
Eric Ten Hag is probably one of the strictest managers if you're fan. That's why I'm saying I don't think he's not a strict man. I think he's even too strict.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
Eric Ten Hag. And
No, but I
if
think
he sees that as a real
his
incident,
strictness goes from one person to the next.
Yo,
yeah, press and dot. Humble press. Among then uzongitshela ukuthi hey angifuna ukupress. Then ngizodila nawe in the change room. Ngizokwazi
yeah,
uyotraina nendwana futhi. You won't have lunch in the cafeteria. You'll have to bring your own lunch from home.
yeah, well,
But
exactly.
we,
And
we say
it's
that
not gonna be nice.
Rashford is taking the place up. And if people are being honest, Rashford
Mm.
akafuna ukumark. He doesn't want to track back,
Rash
but nothing is being said of him.
players, they are actually, if you go to Twitter, bro, they're actually grilling Rashford heavily. He was trending #1 yesterday, over 60,000 tweets. It's bad. Right now, his stocks are going down from a fan standpoint. Fans are now beginning to see the light that Rashford is not what they thought that he was. I've always told you guys that Rashford is not the player that Man United fans deem him to be. I think Rashford, if he played for City, he'd be benching, in my opinion. If he would be playing for a big team, he'd be eating bench. But at the same time, nah, guys, Tina, I want to just talk about the issues at my club, mostly from a tactical standpoint.
Mm.
Tina, our main issue is evident. Everyone can see what the problem is. It's the ball retention aspect. At the end of the day, even against Galatasaray, we scored 2 goals, we were leading 2-0. I wasn't celebrating even though we were 2-0 up. And that's only because we were not controlling the game. Then he takes off Amrabat and replaces him with Kobe Mino, right? And my thing is that when you start Bruno and McTominay in a midfield three, that's like riding a tricycle with 2 tires that are flat. The tricycle will be extremely imbalanced, and both players in McTominay and Bruno, they're not good at holding on to possession. Like the 18-year-old against Everton, the only thing he did was just retain the ball. He didn't do anything special. He just retained the ball. And Man United fans are out here going all crazy. Yo, this kid is amazing. But like essentially, I feel like any decent midfielder can retain the ball. Like you don't have to be world class to retain it. You just need to just have an IQ, just football IQ and awareness, and just hold on to the ball. And when it comes to you, you hold on to it, and then you pass it
So
to the next player and create small triangles. There's nothing.
Peak Andile
Yeah,
Jali walks into Man United right now.
100%. I fully agree, man. Just as long as his attitude is fine, because we all know kind of shit. But anyway, Tina, our problem is that we're just not good at holding on to the ball, and that affects even our attack. That's why, Tina, we haven't scored. We've only scored like 15 goals this season. Our goal difference is -1 now. It was 0. but now it's -1 because we lost to Newcastle. We just don't we don't supply to the strikers. That's why even Hoyland is also being starved. I think even if we had Haaland in our team, Haaland wouldn't excel at Man United. It would be tough for him to score because we don't create anything for our strikers, fam. We don't. The ball never ever reaches anyone at up front. It's always moments of brilliance. I mean, even Garnacho's goal, moments of brilliance. The bicycle kick, it was moments of brilliance. Bruno's goal against Galatasaray, moments of brilliance. We do have players who can, score from range and stuff like that, but we can't be dependent on such. There's no method in how we play, and Ten Hag is very stubborn. I know he is. I think he's trying to psych himself, in my opinion, because we can all see where the issue lies with Man United, and I'm not saying that our players are of the ilk of Jesus' team or even your team, in, because I feel like you guys have doper players than our players. But if you play in midfield of Amrabat and Kobe, essentially you'll now have a tricycle that has one flat tire and two functioning wheels, which is not as bad. You can still. I'm not saying it will be comfortable, but at least now it allows Bruno to focus on being creative. He doesn't necessarily have to now focus on of course doing things that he's not good at, and that's retaining the ball. We now know to Amrabat and Kobe, at least they're the most competent guys right now in our midfield to hold on to the ball, and that's been my issue. It's been my issue for the long.
Can I ask a question on your middle?
Yeah.
The stature that is Man United as a team. Who's that? Who's that midfield guy that you've got? The Scottish guy. What's his name? His name is running. Does he deserve to start?
Nah.
Ahead of who?
Scott
for Man United.
Scott was meant to be sold.
We're talking about Man United, the fraternity.
If you're playing Kobe, then you shouldn't be playing Amrabat. You have to be playing someone who's gonna be more of a ball. And there have to be. See, for me, it's about balance. I think
balance. Yeah.
I think you if you say does McTominay start, you need to have the right balance. If you're playing Amrabat and Kobe Manu, you lose a lot in the team to get guys pressing higher up on the pitch. And with McTominay, you can have that because you have someone who's like Kobe who can pick a pass and retain the ball. And if you can retain the ball, it's much more different than having to play two holding midfielders to defend what? What are we defending against small teams when we're supposed to be playing to go at them? See? Yeah. So for me, with Bruno there, you need someone else to help him press. You'd need the legs of McTominay. And for me, that's where you'd lose the balance if you say McTominay benches, for example, out of the three, who would he bench?
Yeah.
Because McTominay is also a goal threat. As much as we
for Scotland,
we forget he's a striker.
No, for Scotland, if you look at his Scotland numbers,
yeah. But
I don't think he is what Man United needs right now.
I mean,
over who?
Cheese, I even beg to differ with what you said, Cheese, dog, because I saw a stat on Scott McTominay. He made 30 touches in I forgot how many minutes. Like he doesn't. He's not a person who gets onto the ball. Scott McTominay.
He disappears in games.
And he only appears like even against Galatasaray. It's only when he scored where you're like, oh, this guy's playing. But Njenje,
so that's what I'm saying. Is that if you're playing with Amrabat, because Amrabat isn't great on the ball. As much as people like to give us that, he's not great on the ball, Amrabat. So you need someone who's going to carry the weight of having someone else who's better on the ball, but who's going to do the pressing. I mean, I don't mind winning the ball if I'm Kobe Manu and I can keep it and find a pass, but someone needs to do the pressing.
Yeah.
Right? Because at most, I'm not trying. As a holding mid, I'm not trying to protect my midfield. I'm trying to protect my center backs. That's what
Yeah.
people forget is the holding mid. I'm not here to
You-
protect my midfield. I'm here to protect my centre backs. These two guys here are supposed to fight for the midfield. So if I win the ball, I play to them. Oh, so for me, I agree with you, X. Just I'm saying that because I'm not good on the ball, you need to play me with
Yeah.
someone who's good on the ball, who's gonna help, who's gonna carry that weight for me.
Mm.
But I think
I
the other
mean,
conversation that people are not having is your manager spending 400 million in buying players, and he benches all those
yep.
players in a very important game. I think I said it. I
Mhm.
said it's a game that he is under pressure, and you said no, he's not under pressure. But if we are being honest, he is under pressure. And then what I said, the 400 million yakhe bench yonke, because the players that played, I had a look at the breakdown. Look, see, I think three of the players were from Mourinho era. Sorry, two of the players or three of the players were from Ole, and then
Yeah.
the other players were from Reinach. So his own players that he spent 400 million. What is that about bench?
And some he's even beefing with, you know. Like it's crazy, dog. Like Tina, hey man, and I mean I'm not, and I'm saying, and for me, Kakulu, the issue is the coaching for me personally. I don't expect Man United to win the league title, but I know with the squad we could be a bit better than what we are. Champions League, for instance, we've got Galatasaray, we've got Copenhagen, we lost, dog, in a league that in a group that has Galatasaray and Copenhagen. If Newcastle would be in our group, they would have comfortably qualified for the next round. But Bona,
Yeah.
they're up against really elite teams. And so that's the reason why for them it's tough. But Tina, our group is easy, dog. On like it's easy. How do you go away? You score 3 goals and you lose, or not? Actually, you don't win. We scored 3 against Bayern, we lost. Copenhagen, we scored 3, we lost. Against Gala, we scored 3 again and we didn't win. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's
15,
crazy.
15, 15, 15 goals so far, and we
Conceded.
still have one more game.
It's crazy, dude. And Kane is not gonna Kane is not gonna let us off the hook, dog. Like Bayern are not gonna rest players. Bayern are gonna make sure that they make an example out of us. You know what I mean? And as well,
Mhm.
if either Gala or Copenhagen win, they go through to the next round, dog. So for me, that's the thing, man. Hey, but I've got a question for you guys. Do you guys think that we're gonna do you think Ten Hag is gonna survive December? In
No,
your guys' opinion,
no,
as a yeah, yeah,
no. I don't
yeah,
think, and it's not about his tactical ability. No, it's just that he's lost the dressing room, and everyone keeps on saying, "What do you mean losing the dressing room and whatnot?" It's simple, okay. The more you beef with players as a manager and you don't instill discipline, the more players look at it as like, actually, yes, I could be the next Sancho. Because right now, I'm pretty sure Martial is looking at himself and saying, well, I could be the next Sancho. It's very much possible where they could
mm,
squeeze him out. And all the other players are saying the exact same thing. Sure, fine. Ginacho, I'm not gonna lie. He's showing up at the right time. You Ukobi, your new boy. Oh, I love that's talent. Yabona, if you one that looks for that eye test when a player plays, he's that. He's the complete package in the middle of the park. But he finds himself in a weird team in that Casemiro is injured or suspended or whatever. I feel that boy could go places if he had a player like Casemiro. Casemiro
yeah,
yamtshela ukuthi gijima la, gijima la, gijima la,
yeah,
gijima la. And that's that. So
yeah, yeah,
when it comes to Eric surviving December, January, I don't see it.
yeah. And then when I
But who's
cheese,
available? That's the other question.
I know Tina, we need structure before we hire a coach. I'd like for us to sort that out first before we hire
But
a new manager.
your broke billionaire coming in. Is he
Asa,
willing? No, is he willing to go right ahead and make that big call? Because that's a huge call, not.
You see, that's the thing with United. When we lose games, all of a sudden ownership news resurfaces. That's what happens all the time. So for me, Thomas, at this present moment, I have to see what with my own two eyes. But when I choose now, do you echo Sihle In's
Yeah, I mean,
uh
I think it'll be tough to replace him for now. So during that period, maybe end of the season,
mhm.
they'll see it out. But definitely going to be out of Champions League.
Yes,
I don't think they're in the run for the league.
at all.
By
So
by
it's
by
for
by
them
by
just to
Europe,
fight for the other trophies. They're
I
by
don't
fighting
want
it.
Europe,
Europe. I don't want Europa, dog. Grand Europe.
it's a trophy, not.
I know it's a trophy, but dude, for me, man, a Europa League, guys, Thursday night football,
Yeah,
we'll
for
meet
me,
some
if United go
VIP.
to Europa, it'll make them worse in the league.
Yeah, exactly. We need to fix. We need to, you know, right now. I mean, when you look at the points, we're not too far off from top four. I think we should just rather focus on that, and for me, hence I say structure. If we're gonna hire a new manager, hopefully we can we can first sort out the
Yeah, what?
structures at the
Yeah,
top.
yeah. But what Ukwakiso is saying,
Yeah,
totally agree. The issue at hand is the Rashfords, the Brunos, the man of the
hey,
match against Newcastle,
Maguire.
Maguire.
Was he
Yes.
man of the match? Don't lie, dog.
No, no.
Don't.
No. I have him as the man of the match for you guys.
Against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Cheese, I believe
Uh,
it. That's why,
no,
like,
no. Hold on. Kakiso, please
By
comment.
the way,
Man
by
of
the
the
way,
match.
by the way, by
Hold
the
on, hold
way,
on, hold on. Kakiso, please
that
comment.
guy is
Man of the
nominated for
match.
Player of the Month.
who?
So
Who
Yes.
Maguire?
yeah, he's in Player of the Month. So Usihle is warranted to say these things.
Yeah. Kakiso, please let me know if you disagree with me when I say Uti. Maguire was Man United's man of the match against Newcastle.
Ah, he scored an offside goal, man. You heard Ten Hag's comments. He scored an offside goal and it could have ended 1-1. I said, now, coach, but fit ngathi ufuna ukuvaya. Ufuna ukuthola le payout le yakhe. I think uzothola over 10 bar.
It's
Ngoba
15.
thina sakuhlala ngemali. We love
It's
playing with
15.
money. 50, listen to that.
15M.
15, oh, ilethela emzansi leyo 15M ntango
I
phila
know. Don't
soft,
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
soft, bro. You're living a soft life, dog. Yeah,
I'll tell you how much it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Please, dog.
But anyway, you guys
Please.
can continue talking.
Yeah. So, should we speak on your team, Cheese? I mean, what happened, Mfethu? Because for me, Ntanga, I don't know what. Actually, man, of course, I know Tottenham are that's the team that tends to cause you guys issues, and Son tends to score against you guys. That's the reason why he scored on both ends.
And
He
it's
scored
always
for.
easy goals for him. Like he doesn't work hard
Yeah,
for his goals.
I'm a still unkai lang on goal.
Yeah,
Ankaya.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, again, Spurs is always our voodoo team, but Haaland does Lisa past 5, 6 games.
Ish,
Haaland's
dude.
just been poor in
Mm,
front of goals. Um, been watching him and Pep was just backing him consistently, but in front of goal, he's just been horrendous. For the amount of chances he gets, and City create a lot of chances for him. Um, that that jokingly, I remember there was an interview, and Rodri was they asked Rodri, and Rodri was like, "Yeah, sometimes Haaland doesn't do his job." And that was when he scored that goal in the Champions League, and even before that, he always goes back to that comment. Gets a lot of chances. That guy that he needs to take us. I mean, in that first half, we 4-0, 4-1 up. The game was wrapped up, and we
mhm.
don't need to worry about everything else. And you need to help the team, especially when the team is a bit more fatigued, a
Yeah,
bit more leggy. Those
100%.
chances you put them away. I think in those sort of games is that when a player of his qualities needs to come up and save us. Again, we defend very badly these days. To be honest, I think
Why?
um it's a kanji. So Akanji's recovery isn't as fast as Stone's. When Akanji
Mm,
goes into that midfield role, his recovery isn't as great as Stone's, and I think he spends. I think for him, he's a bit more heavier than Stones. So I think he is a bit more leggy in trying to get back into position. And sometimes when he gets back into position, if they hit it over him, it takes him a bit of time to start. And because his recovery is so slow, there's always that gap between him and Ruben Diaz. And again, Ruben Diaz also having a very terrible um, second part of the season now. Um, in this period, I think he's had almost 4 goals that have led to from him making a mistake in
mm,
the past 3 or 4 games. So Ruben Diaz has been struggling a while as well. And then again, I mean, I always go back to Josko. Josko, very erratic left back. He always tries to hit the pinpoint pass to feet, and it always gets intercepted, and we always find ourselves wanting in counter attacks. I think he's not patient enough in his passing. You can see he's 20 years old, which is why Pep still doesn't trust him to play at centre back as yet.
mm.
Um, and and you can see in the way he plays. I think between him and Sergio Gomez, we have that same sort of problem in when they
Yeah,
play. And I think we need to go back to a flat without stones. Without stones, I really think we need to go back to a um, flat back centre back pairing, and then we
mm,
bring in Rico Lewis to play that pocket. Rico Lewis plays those pockets better than anyone when Stones is not there. So we need to prioritize playing him as one of the full backs, and we play two centre backs who don't want to go jump into to midfield. Because
yeah.
to be honest, Stones is the only person who could do it without exposing us as much in the bench. And since he's been injured, we've been conceding a lot of goals.
Yeah, no, no, that's true. You guys, I was about to even touch on that. Yes, so you guys have been conceding a lot, and of course, so
That's
Haaland doesn't make anything. It doesn't make things better by missing sitters. I mean, there's
no,
that
I
one
mean our first
play.
touch was Connie
Yeah,
first touch what one pass here, Shay first touch Lukaku, and I was like, that was
yeah,
terrible,
like
dude.
yeah,
Um,
and you said something very important about how you like from a fitness standpoint, your players do look naked. I mean, you guys played last season in Zalama features up by, and of course,
yo,
the players didn't get enough rest, in my opinion. You know, it was preseason. Then you guys played, what again? Community Shield. You guys played very competitive games at the beginning of the
yep,
season, even with what again? Uh, that one man, the
uh,
champion, the
Super
Super
Cup,
Cup.
Super Cup.
That was a very tough game. You guys went to penalties,
Yep,
which is a lot of minutes played.
yep.
So
Even in
uh,
the Arsenal game, it was long ago.
yeah, yeah, dog. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot bigger. Umudisi uthini? Uthi first touch and Nokovic.
Yeah,
Man,
it is too bad,
yeah,
Mkhwana. He's,
Yeah.
and you can see
So, so
it's not about like
yeah,
it's not because Haaland's a bad player. It's just
yeah,
mentally mawukhathele mfethu. Izinto uhlala uzijwayele ukuzenza like second nature. Um,
yeah,
that's why even nasesipanini, yazi mawukhathele at this time of the year. This time of fatigue iye kwenza ukuthi senze ama-mistake ukuze
with my
ngi-email
mistake at all.
umisibhele
yeah,
something laphayana ku-email because your mind is really tired. You need that break. And
yeah,
Haaland can't
So,
take the break because really we only have two strikers. Tina, we don't have a striker on the bench. Magu
yeah,
Magu Katelo Alvarez, we have to play Urico in that pocket. So that was Tolama pass. Or we send Bernardo to the wing and bring Foden into that position. So it's all about rotation currently. And especially because Kovacic only came back now and Nunes is still not back. Um, and we have a 50 million or 50 million English fat boy sitting on our bench just
eh,
charging our salary. He's not
yeah,
making. Um, and
yeah,
I agree with you. Say Haaland's playing too many games and it's not for the want of him. He has that ego. Le ego yabo Ronaldo le uthi, yeah, ngidlala wonke ama game. Even though that guy still has to play. Say Club World Cup, say
Yo,
next
dude.
round. So with 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 the fact that our squad is pretty thin right now, I mean, if you look at our bench on Sunday, we only had
Yeah,
Jack Grealish, Kovacic, really who could play in attacking positions.
yeah,
And Kovacic is not really an attacking player. When last did that guy score for Chelsea even?
yeah.
So you can just see, Guti, if Haaland's not going to be punishing teams, we're always going to have to need someone's moment of brilliance. Um,
But I think
somehow.
also, sorry, I don't know how much I missed my, yeah, this thing just decided
And
to
you good?
disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Defense in Man City right now is a weird defense. The one person who Nyambona is like literally the shining light is Walker. Oh, Carl Walker is the guy when it comes to consistency, when it comes to defense in Man City.
Well, not really, fun. Um, Okal has this tendency, ne, of wanting to prove to people which is a good right back. If people understand it's a good right back. If you see that cross got Brennan Johnson, he's basically saying to Brennan Johnson, don't cut in on your right. Let's see if you can put a ball in on your left foot. Brennan Johnson puts a pitch of a ball in the left foot in the penalty spot where Ukal Walker is supposed to block this guy. Utana Faki cross. You know, we can replay it as many times. One Ukal Walker, he stops. Often provoke which I push ball so right. Go close him down. This is what I ball and then I study out. You get a throw in or whatever. Even if it's a corner, I think we'll be able to deal with that situation.
Yeah.
Um, rather than having to have a ball in the box. And in that transition, because we transition, who wing somehow beat two-man press, pass the ball out, so don't keep her out into the wing. We need to block that ball and you need to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
In the game, yeah, Leipzig, Kyle Walker has another situation where he needs to go in and intercept the ball. He wants to create one situation. The player Palfaga behind him will expose Diaz or expose Akanji, and Akanji is not going to chase Luis Openda. So Kyle Walker doesn't get assists. You see, so Ufunanda, you don't get assists. If it's an overlap or it's a counter, then I understand. But Kyle Walker's crossing and his technical ability outside of his defending isn't the best. So he doesn't have the best numbers. It's a safe
And
right
and
back.
and and speaking of defense, yakho, Josko, we have to have an understanding with it. This is his first season. So there's always under Pep, there's always that first season syndrome that no one
Yeah.
wants to acknowledge. And
No,
it's a
I mean
thing.
I understand it, but Ujosko's not a left back. And
Mm-hmm.
you can see with I'm a pass work and the way he plays as a center back who's playing at left back.
Mm.
It's just a bit erroneous for me. And in the way we play in Pana, especially if Wakanji is going to the middle, Ujosko can't be losing the ball as the left back. He can't be losing the ball as the left back in Pana because
Yeah.
Ruben Diaz doesn't have much pace, to be honest. He's very good at reading the game, and if he doesn't intercept it, or doesn't stop the man, or doesn't take him down and cost himself a yellow card, he's always going to be susceptible. And again, goalkeeper it's Akavimbi next. Edison these days, Akavimbi next. Edison.
Ulele,
Washago
ulele.
Edison.
So then,
Washago
so then
Edison.
I asked this question, and Yazin, who access to answer it first before you
Which
answer
one?
it. Do you see Man City retaining the league?
Yes, I do see Man City retaining the league. Only
No,
because, dog.
City, the league
Oh, sorry.
definitely fun, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kulu.
City, dude, come on, dog. They just 3 points away from Arsenal, a team who we know aren't reliable. I mean, right now it's still the early days, guys.
Yeah,
Things are about to heat
Game
up.
week 13. Game week 13 only.
City must
Yeah,
understand that we're not playing badly. We're just
yeah,
conceding a lot of goals. We, sc- we
100%.
score we, sc- we score 4 goals against you guys. You guys don't. We have a proper. We have a more solid defense. It's a good result. We win against
Yeah,
Chelsea 4-1.
But you
Whatever.
didn't. But you didn't. We score
Yeah,
four.
it's the same
We
thing. It's the
also
same
score
thing
four.
against. the same thing against Pella. You guys you get a penalty last minute, you score it, it's 4-4. Spurs get a chance at the end of the game, they score 4-3-3. Liverpool get
Yeah,
a chance at the end of the game, they score 1-1.
1
So
1.
it's all of those. It's constant
Six
defensive
points.
errors
6
that are
points
leading,
lost.
It
and
is.
it's 9 points. Well, a lot of points, I think. So there's a lot of points that we lost between those games. For me, I feel like it's 9 points. My game Minnesota winning Lawayana because we're dominating those games, but we're not converting them. I mean, even in the game against United, Haaland missed chances in that game. Missed
It did.
chances, criminal chances. That you score those chances, and we don't need to worry about anything in the second half. We rest you. Go
Yeah,
sit down. Go get a rest, bro. Get your job done in the first half. Go sit down. And my child, let your head down. Ube Cinderella lapana on the bench,
yeah.
bro.
Oh,
But
Rapunzel.
but now we have to play you
Rapunzel.
every minute. We have to play until the end, and
Yeah.
it just for me, it's creating a lot of tension in the team.
And
Um,
another thing. Oh, sorry.
yeah, yeah,
Jeez, I also wanted to also add the calf. Pelagne Afcon, General. Ungakhohlwa ngalokho the end. Liverpool are gonna lose their best player in Salah during that period. Egypt did qualify,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, Egypt did qualify for CAF, you know. So Liverpool as well, they also not great at the. I'm not. They beat Fulham 4-3. It wasn't a walk in the park for them. They had to work
Yeah.
to get that W. You see what I'm saying? So essentially, all teams at the top now, but they also have the deficiencies. But I just think that they have more deficiencies than City because once KDB returns, once John Stone returns, once the key guys start coming back, that's when we're gonna see City. Yeah, especially Haaland. Haaland Upeg, his numbers are gonna
Mm.
start to go up, especially when De Bruyne is back. We all know what De Bruyne does for Haaland. So for me,
But
Yeah,
which is you didn't
yeah.
even
And
see this play.
no,
Not worried.
So you're not. He's fine now. He's out of his cast. He's already doing rehabilitation.
Yeah,
Simpega
but
very late January, Feb, and 1 quarter. That's when City start kicking in form.
exactly.
That's when the team has rhythm. That's when the
Mm,
new guys have started gelling in. I mean, I think with Doku's good, but he still hasn't gelled into the team. I still think
yeah, he
No, he
hasn't.
hasn't.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of
he hasn't.
aspects in his game that he still needs to involve the team. Like
Yeah,
Mautake in Parati, Udali one with Chipe, Ungene Landa. But those combination plays he still needs to learn. Um, but it's good competition because at the end of the day we need as much options as we can.
yeah,
Because Pep always wants a very thin squad. But
yeah. That's true.
again, Mauricio, we say this every single time with Arsenal when they're playing well. But Arsenal, again, are a team where they pick up key injuries here and there somewhere. Limalu
Yeah, but
Saliba or Odegaard is
yeah,
out
well,
again, or Ubani. That's
100%.
right now. They all those guys are everyone's there. Everyone's good. Everyone is feeling great and they're playing well. Now it's Champions League this season. Last season, Pella, they didn't have Champions League. They were just playing, and they picked up those injuries. So just imagine
Yeah,
now, Segmele
yeah.
Yeah,
those
Yabona
imagine.
critical.
Modise, Yabona
Yeah,
Modise, the scary part with the Arsenal is January transfer window. If Arsenal come January, by pleasure on a striker like Ivan Tony and whatnot, I'll back you up. But right now,
but
angiboni.
another thing, we're not even sure how Tony is gonna be as well. I mean, he's. Do you guys
He's
still?
playing.
You think
Now he's
you?
playing. He's playing. Okay, sure, fine. He's playing, but he's playing like your reserves and whatnot, and he's banging in quite a few goals.
Oh,
I'm following. I'm following him on Twitter. I'm following him on thingy, just to see the type of. But like fitness wise, he's there.
oh yeah,
He is one of those that can walk in a Arsenal. Arsenal
One,
just
no,
have to
Tony.
pay the 80 bar. Yeah, Ivan Tony. He can just walk in and yeah, he'll bang those goals in. Because I read something a weird stat. Martinelli Jesus. They've got less goals than Enzo this season.
No, but Enzo scored one now this season. Two.
He's got two
Enzo scored 2.
goals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Jesus scored almost 4 goals this season now. So
No,
it's,
like
he
let me
scored in
let
the
me find
Champions.
that.
He scored in
I
the
swear to
Champions
God.
League. Scored in the Champions
Are you
League. He
talking
No,
scored
about
no,
one in
Europa
the
about the
league.
league.
or
I'm
league?
talking about the league.
Oh, didn't Martinelli score this weekend? No. It was Odegaard.
Yeah, it was
They always
Odegaard.
scored in the yeah, but
It's a
they
weird
always scored in
stat,
the weekend.
and when I saw it, I was like, no, man, that can't be. Ugutu Enzo's got more
Mara
goals
wena
than.
mara wena ama-stats we-Chelsea because wenza scored this weekend. Sisicalile ngala-stats wakho la. Phela wena ngiyakwazi.
I'm fascinated by those stats, but like, would no man, would he can't have more goals than Martinelli and more goals than
Cool.
Jesus.
Let's check. Let's check
Yeah.
because I'm looking here, man.
Check
It's
fast.
yeah, I'm checking because it's two. Nguma two khona manje. Ah, this is crazy, dog. You're right. Gabriel Jesus only has 1 goal, dog. One this season.
The
That's
But
Martinelli's
remember,
got what?
you asked about it over team. It's all about positional play most of the time.
yeah,
As long as other guys are scoring, it's fine, wada. But Meninda
yeah.
Zokchela is that you'll see when the goals start drying up how they'll hang him. Right now it's fine, the team is still winning, the team is still scoring. Wait till they now level on points with someone and they have to pick a bone and now they start
Which is
dropping
why,
points.
which is why I'm saying, Guti, the differentiator for Arsenal is going to be a recognized striker. Ozongena with Ozongena in Jan, and will end up in May with plus minus 10 goals. That's
No,
going to be
but
the
remember,
differentiator.
they're hoping Guto Havertz is going to be that guy for them. So I don't think they want to
Uh,
spend any
their
more
hope is
money.
misplaced. Their hope is properly misplaced.
I don't see them spending 80 million on Tony.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not
it's a
choice
lot.
right now.
I'm gonna be
Uzobanzima.
yeah,
I'm not choice.
Uzobanzima.
I'm not choice
that's
but
good.
to spend that 80 pound.
I says that, but for me, yeah. Why don't you just go to France, guys? Like France, okay, Italy, like to
Oh
sign
no,
an
mina balalo
X.
Victor
You went to
Boniface.
France. You went to France and got Martial.
yeah, it's fine.
At that time it was good though.
It was good at the time we got him, dog. Yeah, but you're right, cheese. At the time it was good. And
United
that's
don't
why
improve players. That's their own problem.
that's nice. Super say to less, but that league has gems. We've seen them Kante, for instance.
I think they've gotten
Mare.
burned. They got that other guy.
Yeah, but
Who's that guy with
you
the
need to be
with
able
the
to you
hair?
need to be able to scout and fit. You need to be able to
Yeah.
Yeah,
scout.
but
Man,
who's that
was
guy
good.
with the hair? I forgot his name now.
Mahrez. Like imagine no one saw Mahrez until Leicester was got him. And never
Dude.
forget.
Mahrez was in the third division, my guy. But like Arsenal, they got burnt. Who's that guy with the hair? Remind me again.
Which
What's
one?
his name?
Which position?
Midfielder.
For
Black.
France.
He's a French international. When he he played for Arsenal. Fuck, I
Oh,
forgot this guy's
Kunduzi.
name.
Kenduzi.
Yes,
Yeah, from
Gondouzi.
Yeah,
They
but he
got
Marseille.
wasn't.
burnt with
Kwenduzi,
him.
but that wasn't really. Just Ukwenduzi came in a period where it was just really bad for Arsenal. Ukwenduzi's been doing really well in his other teams that he goes and plays for. I think he even had a great season with Marseille last season. I don't know when's running. Um, but sometimes I bet you come to a club at the wrong place, wrong time. I mean, Abu Salah, Abu Kevin, Ofikile with Chelsea, just the wrong time.
Yeah.
And that happens
Yeah,
in
gents.
football.
My battery's gonna die now. I
Yeah.
know
No, guys,
let it fully
yeah,
charge. I don't know what the fuck is going
let's
on here.
let's call it. Let's call it. Jets, thank you so much for tuning in. Much appreciated. This was
Wait. Question. Wednesday. Does Wednesday
Question.
determine who finishes above the other person? You know the Wednesday game I'm talking about.
even if you guys beat us, we'll still be ahead of you guys.
But my question is that does Wednesday determine who finishes above the other?
Nah, come on, dog. Nah, man, it
That's
doesn't.
fine.
The season is still young.
I just needed this receipt. That's all. That's all.
It doesn't. It
We can call
doesn't.
it.
I'm I'm telling you now, it doesn't. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, help a guy out. This is Easy Sport, and we out.
Don't forget to switch on your notifications so whenever we go live, you're the first person to know. Cheers.
100%. Thank you, CFN. Thank you, CFN. Guys, song can I?
Sure. Nani
Sure.
machita.